Hello everybody, welcome to today's grammar workshop. Today's grammar workshop is on relative clauses. You've probably met some of these previously in your classrooms with your own teachers, and I'm just going to be reviewing what a relative clause is today, and you'll be having a go at writing some of your own. So in a moment I'll pop into the right hand corner and I will talk through the PowerPoint with you. Okay, here we go. Relative clauses. What is a relative clause? A relative clause is a group of words that don't make sense on their own, that adds extra information to a noun or a noun phrase. For example, the wind-beaten tree. The tree is the noun. It's a common noun. The wind-beaten tree is the noun phrase. Now we have the relative clause, which had a single branch pointing north. So that's your relative clause, and it adds further information about the noun phrase. And then we have the remainder of the main clause, seem to be showing me the way. So the main clause in that sentence, the wind-beaten tree, seemed to be showing me the way. That's your main clause. And the relative clause has split, been popped into the middle of that main clause, and it is cuddled by commas. Relative pronouns. A relative clause always starts with a relative pronoun. Who, whose, which, that, where, or when. These are the relative pronouns. Splitting the main clause. The relative clause splits the main clause. For example, the wind-beaten tree seemed to be showing me the way. That's your main clause. Which had a single branch pointing north, that's your relative clause, and it has split the main clause. Let's read it now as a whole. The wind-beaten tree, which had a single branch pointing north, seemed to be showing me the way. And then we have to cuddle the relative clause with commas, separating it out from the main clause. Writing sentences with relative clauses. In a moment, you're going to have a go at creating your own sentence, and we're going to start with a relative clause that begins with the relative pronoun who. How do we do this? We need to start with the person's name that we have in the narrative. So start with the proper noun. And then think of some piece of interesting detail about the person that you want to add to the description. And then you need to finish the second half of the main clause so that the first part and the second part of the main clause make sense. And the last thing you need to do is separate the relative clause with commas. Let's look at an example. Start with the person's name, the proper noun. Dwayne. Now think of some interesting piece of detail about the person. Who had always been a dreamer. That's an interesting piece of information about him that fits with the story. Now finish the second half of the main clause so that both parts make sense. So Dwayne, and then you have to miss out the relative clause in your mind and think about how that main clause would make sense. So Dwayne was dawdling along as if he had all the time in the world. So we now know that the first half and the second half of the main clause now make sense. Dwayne was dawdling along as if he had all the time in the world is your main clause. Now add in your relative clause, who had always been a dreamer. Don't forget to cuddle the relative clause with commas. Let's check it makes sense now. Dwayne who had always been a dreamer, was dawdling along as if he had all the time in the world. That's a great relative clause sentence now. Now you have a go at writing a sentence with a who relative clause of your own. So start with the person's name. Think about some extra piece of information or detail that you can add about that person, and then finish the main clause. Make sure that the first half and the second half make sense. Off you go. Stop the video now and write your own relative clause sentence, beginning with who. Okay, did you manage that? Now let's look at writing sentences with relative clauses that begin with the relative pronouns which or that. Remember that we use which or that when it's an object, not a person. So think of an object from the story, a common noun. This might be something like a tree, a mountain, the cliff, the rock, the river. Okay, so choose your own common noun. Decide on an appropriate determiner to go before the noun. So it might be a river or a tree. It might be an if it begins with a vowel. Some or all, my or this that goes before your noun. Then think of some piece of interesting detail about that noun that fits the story or the mood you want to create. And then finish the second half of the main clause so that both parts, when you take out the relative clause, make sense on their own. And then separate the relative clause with commas. The sky, which grew darker by the second, that's my relative clause, seemed as if it were wrapping us up. So the way that I check that my main clause makes sense is I take out the relative clause and I check that the first half of my main clause and the second half of the main clause makes sense without the relative clause. The sky seemed as if it were wrapping us up. That makes sense on its own. And then I've added the extra information, which grew darker by the second. That's my relative clause. Don't forget, it needs to be cuddled by commas, the relative clause, to separate it out from the main clause. Now you have a go at writing your own sentence with a which or that relative clause. Stop the video now and have a go at your own. Did you manage it? Okay. Let's now have a look at writing sentences with a relative clause that begins with the where relative pronoun. This time, because we're using where, you need to start with a place from the story. That's going to be your common noun. So it could be the ground or the camp. Have a think, could be the temple, at the temple. Add an adjective to describe it to make it more interesting. Add where I now and finish the relative clause. It will become explanatory in a minute when I show you the example. And then finish the second half of the main clause so that both parts make sense. Don't forget to separate the relative clause with commas. Let's have a look at an example. Start with the place from the story. So I've chosen the rocky ledge. So I've got my determiner, I've got rocky, an adjective to describe the place, the noun, and I've chosen the ledge. A ledge is like an edge. Okay, it sounds similar as well, doesn't it? So the rocky ledge, that's my noun phrase. I've suggested add where I now and then finish the relative clause because that's a way of making it make sense. The rocky ledge, where I now found myself dangerously balanced. Let's finish the main clause. Felt loose underfoot. So let's check the main clause makes sense by taking out the relative clause and reading the first half and the last half of the main clause together. The rocky ledge felt loose underfoot. That makes sense. Now I'm going to add in the relative clause. The rocky ledge, where I now found myself dangerously balanced, felt loose underfoot. So that's the extra information that has been added in, beginning with the where relative pronoun. Don't forget, it needs to be coupled with commas. Now you write a sentence with a where relative clause, beginning with the where relative pronoun. Stop the video now and have a go at creating your own relative clause sentence that begins with where. Off you go. Did you manage it? Writing sentences with relative clauses now that begin with when, the when relative pronoun. Start with a time of day from the story because it's when. So you need to be talking about a time of day. So this is a common noun that is a time of day. Use that as your determiner. Add when I and then finish the relative clause. It will make sense in a moment when I show you the example. Finish the second half of the main clause so that both parts make sense and separate the relative clause with commas. Let's have a look. That morning, so it could be, yours could be that afternoon or that evening or that night. When I eventually woke, so that morning, when I eventually woke, that's my relative clause, was cold and unwelcoming. Let's check that the main clause makes sense on its own by removing the relative clause and reading the first half and the second half together. That morning was cold and unwelcoming. Yes, that makes sense without the relative clause. Now let's pop it in and see if it makes sense. That morning, when I eventually woke, was cold and unwelcoming. Yeah, that sounds good. Don't forget, it needs to be coupled with commas. Stop the video and have a go at writing your own relative clause sentence, beginning with the relative pronoun when. Off you go. Did you manage it? Okay, let's now have a look at an activity to see if you can spot the relative clauses within the sentences. It's fairly simple. They always begin with the relative pronoun, and don't forget that they split the main clause. I'll read out the sentences for you to make sure that you understand how to read them. The wizened tree which loomed over the path seemed to be watching my every footfall. Wizened means all wrinkled and old. It's a great vocabulary word, isn't it? And loomed is one of the vocabulary words from our narrative unit, meaning towered over. This path, which snaked its way ever upwards through the dense forest, kept appearing and disappearing from view. The river, which spread out before my eyes like an infinite carpet of brown, was too wide and deep to cross. Eliza, who I could hear calling and calling out my name, must have been in some danger. The shaft of the arrow that had so narrowly missed my head now vibrated in the bark of a nearby tree. My companions, who were now weary and exhausted from the climb, walked silently by my side. The rocks where I stood were crumbling quickly away. By nightfall, when we had at last reached base camp, we were able to rest. So, in your books, you need to write those sentences and underline the relative clauses. Stop the video now, write those sentences into your books and underline the relative clauses. Now let's have a look at the answers. See how you did. Which loomed over the path. Which snaked its way ever upwards through the dense forest. Another which one, which spread out before my eyes like an infinite carpet of brown. Who I could hear calling and calling out my name. That so narrowly missed my head. who were now weary and exhausted from the climb, where I stood, and when we had at last reached base camp. So those are the relative clauses. Did you get them all right? I hope you did. I hope the explanation of relative clauses was nice and easy for you to follow, and that you managed to write some of your own. That's the end of our video today, our grammar workshop on relative clauses. I look forward to seeing you next time when we will be doing some more grammar workshop. All right, bye for now.